We're doing a full golf swing, and Aaron's going to demonstrate for us exactly what it's going to look like.
Alright guys, here's a full golf swing right here. Some of the critical elements you're going to want to focus on. You're going to be in a staggered stance, kind of like a defensive stance in basketball or such. Your knees flexed, hips flexed. You're going to want to put the club right near the ball. You're going to, one of the references I always use, I like to put my fingertip on the club, the very tip, and then put right around my wrist is where my belt buckle would be. So that lets me know that my club's in the exact position where it needs to be. And as I'm going up, the main thing I'm focusing on is keeping this elbow right here compact in my side and leading with my hands rather than leading with my club. So it sounds a little weird, but if you look at it from this angle, you can tell that this elbow stays in, this arm's straight, and as I go down, my hands are in front of the club, which is going to help get the ball up in the air and more power behind it.
Hey guys, this is Haley. She's going to be our model for the cognitive stage of the golf swing. Go ahead and hit a few shots for us, Haley, please. Haley actually has a really good swing for a beginner. There's a lot of things that you'll notice in an average beginner that you don't see in her. One of the main ones is tension and rigidity. You'll see a lot of tension in the hands and in the legs. Most people are not as flexed as she is. Particularly with the legs is where the most of the freezing of the limbs happens. The golf swing is a two-part swing and involves the lower body and upper body.
Nice.
And lots of times people don't get their legs as involved in it as they should until they start to feel more comfortable and start to attain more degrees of freedom than they would usually have when they start. All right, so as far as practicing for the individual in the cognitive stage, it should be hold apart. Something that's very beneficial are half swings. And Haley, if you give us a demonstration, please. Half swings aren't necessarily going to help you hit the ball that far, but what it will do is help the hand-eye coordination, and it'll help get you the sense of turning through the shot. Then another one you can do is a powder puff swing, and that would be a full swing, but it's not with the same intensity that you would hit a regular shot. And this also helps with timing and with control. For ball striking, Haley, step back to the gate, please. As you can see, we have two tees on either side of the ball, which form kind of a gate. And what this does is provides her with a physical limitation, a barrier that she has to swing through. And by doing that enough times, it'll help her get to understand where the club head needs to be in relation to her body and to the ground. So just go ahead and give us one, Haley. The next one is with an alignment stick. And you can place the club down. Pull that back a little bit, Haley, if you don't mind, towards you.
The club?
Yeah, the ball, please. There you go. So, yeah. And what this does is just provide, well, what its name is, it's an alignment stick. We have it down on a yardage, on the sideline, so you can kind of see where it's headed. What this does is it helps the individual focus on shifting everything to the target, swinging through and going in one direction. So go ahead and give us one, Haley, please. And that's how the practice should be structured for an individual in the cognitive stage.
Guys, here we have PJ. He's currently in the associative stage, just a stage above the cognitive. PJ, why don't you go ahead and swing for us? See what you got. All right, good swing. As you guys can see, he wasn't very tensed up. The motion was very fluent, and seems as if he has a lot of degrees of freedom. His elbows bent, left arm is straight, and as he swings through, you can tell that he incorporates his entire body to generate the maximum amount of force possible. Alright guys, we have a little practice area set up for PJ right now. It's the same one that we had for the cognitive stage, but the only difference is that someone in the associative stage is going to be more focused on their timing and tempo due to the fact that they already have the basic fundamentals and have a good knowledge of what to do. So PJ, if you want to go ahead and give us either a powder puff swing or a half swing, whichever you prefer. There we have PJ doing a half swing. You can tell he's only bringing the club up about parallel to the ground. And there he is demonstrating a powder puff. Full swing, just less speed, more concentrated on ball striking and control. So if you want to go ahead and step up to the alignment stick and show us what you got. So as you can see, all the different swings that PJ just demonstrated, they all have different effects, and throughout all these different swings, PJ's really focusing on the different timing and tempo that he has to incorporate to get the type of shot that he wants to have. Good. And now PJ is going to try and hit a good shot between the gates. So if you want to step up and give us either a powder puff or a half swing, whichever you prefer. There we had a powder puff swing. He really had good contact on the ball, struck it really well. His tempo was a little slower, which really helped him. Obviously, the timing, and it all just worked out.
Alright, so Aaron is going to be demonstrating the autonomous stage, which is the pro stage basically. And if you want to, go ahead and demonstrate for us. As you can see, during his swing, there's really no tension at all anymore. The fluidity is very much increased from the associative stage, and it flows right along very well. There's a lot of emphasis on the flexibility of the wrists when he goes through the swing, how the club is going to stay behind his wrists, and the tempo is just about really smooth. And now Aaron is going to be showing us some practice outcomes and scenarios for the autonomous stage, and he's going to be very outcome oriented on where the ball is going to go and land, and he's going to be really focused on the results. So right here we have him in a scenario as if the ball is at the bottom of a hill and he has to hit the ball up the hill, and go ahead and demonstrate for us. And we're also going to have him hit a ball down the hill and also to the right of the hill. And for these scenarios, it's practice while playing. So you're basically practicing as if you're in a game situation.
Okay guys, that was our introduction to the golf swing and the different phases associated with learning of and the practice that should accompany it. Anything to say, Aaron?
You just got to be able to understand the different stages and what to teach at those different stages. You're going to want to focus more on different aspects of a golf swing and the autonomous rather than cognitive and associative. It all varies as to where the player's at and what the player feels comfortable doing and what he doesn't, or what he or she doesn't feel comfortable doing. So there's a lot of different things to take into account for teaching someone the effective way to swing a golf club.
We hope we were able to show you several of those. Thanks for watching.